Many games have come out on the Switch. Its games lineup has exploded since the announcement of their heavy indie developer support. So many games, in fact, that it's becoming increasingly difficult to find hidden gems buried under all the titles that come out. The King's Bird looked to be one of those titles. Its fast-paced and precise platforming, the very thing I look for in a game. Add in the fact that its vibrant world popped in the background while you screamed around the stage, avoiding dangers at every turn, and I was sold. So let's see if the King's Bird flies high or fails to get its wings. What's happening? Mattmade here, giving my review of the King's Bird on Nintendo Switch. Everyone wishes they could fly, whether that be to avoid traffic or feel a sense of freedom from their day-to-day lives. Our protagonist is no different. She wishes to escape the city ruled over by a tyrant and explore her world. However, a barrier keeps her and the other residents in. Only the king may leave due to having a scarf or some sort of sash that allows him to push through the barrier and glide around. When he returns, she follows him into a sanctuary where the other sashes are kept. She then acquires one, much to the king's anger. She escapes out of the sanctuary and leaves the city, where she explores and finds ruins of civilizations. The story is told without narration or text. Everything is told through the setting and pictographs. Stopping to take things in and absorb the areas you find yourself in are key if you want to understand anything about the game. The story is so subtle that it sometimes feels like it's not even there. However, in each area there are depictions of what happened to the world. Each level shows you more of the area you're in and what these civilizations were about. It's an interesting way to tell a story and keeps the gameplay first. If you want to find out more, you can. However, if you just want a platformer that doesn't shove the story down your throat, then this does that as well. This game is all about speed and momentum. If you aren't moving fast enough, you won't make it to the next platform. The controls are very simple and almost anyone can pick it up and play. You have your jump, dash, slide, and glide. You can slide down hills to pick up speed and then glide across ravines and pits, which you'll be doing a lot. There are even times you have to dive headlong into danger in order to build up speed to make it to the next platform. The game ramps up in difficulty rather quickly. You go from having small ravines and jumps to needing to wall cling into a glide while avoiding vines above and below you. It's utterly insane at times. There are many skills that you must learn in order to get through the stages as quickly and efficiently as possible. Long jumps, wall glides, and quick jumps will become your friend and you will live or die by them. The levels are broken up a bit oddly. I assume this is so that the player can play any stage they wish whenever they want. Also, since each stage is timed and has collectibles, it makes it easy for those who wish to speed run or collect everything in the game. This works well with its out-of-the-way story. Each level is also detailed and complex. There are all sorts of nooks and crannies that feel like there should be something there, but oftentimes there isn't. Everything in the game is a silhouette, and all of the detail is in the background and vistas that you're traversing through. You'll see a completely different architecture in each of the different levels. From Roman archways to Asian tile rooftops, the landscapes are diverse and weave a tale about what happened to the world. If you wish, you can tuck into those nooks for a breath and to take in just how detailed the stages are. In each level, you have a certain number of fireflies or dragonflies that you can collect. These act as the collectibles and add in a bit of challenge to the game. You don't need to collect them in order to beat the stage, but if you need to scratch that completionist itch, then they're there. You'll have to slow down and pay attention to your surroundings, as they sometimes almost blend into the background or are off the intended path. They are really fun to try to get and will follow you around as you collect them. The music is wonderful. It's light and uplifting, giving a sense of wonder and adventure. Those whimsical tunes are different in each world, but the upbeat tone is held throughout. Also, as you're gliding around, the main character is singing along to the tune, giving the music more depth and bringing it to the forefront of the game. It gives character and life to an otherwise silent main protagonist. It also alleviates the frustration while you're continuously dying while trying to figure out the level. The game, however, does have some performance issues, which is a real bummer because the gameplay is fantastic. Several times during my playthrough, the game would crash. It usually happened when I was going from one level to the next, or when I attempted to add a save slot. However, it wasn't a one-off or rare thing. I don't know if these stability issues are due to it being poorly optimized for the Switch, or if it's buggy in general. There were also times where the frame rate would just tank, typically during sections with lots of water. Now I know the Switch isn't a powerhouse, however it can handle games like Breath of the Wild and Doom without much fuss. Why it chugs like it's expired milk, whomst the fuck knows. The vibrant vistas and fun tight gameplay are marred by these issues, which are fixable and easily remedied by an update. Screeching across the stages and nimbly ducking and dodging spikes is a blast. When you get a flow going and are in the moment, the game is a beautiful dance with death. Harrowing dives are complemented by the protagonist singing along to the music as she flies around the obstacles in her way to the goal. If the game is updated in order to alleviate these issues, then that will go a long way to extend the life and enjoyment of the game. But what do you think? Does the King's Bird interest you? Have you played it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking the subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you tomorrow.